Hi, my name is Tori Neighbor, and I'm a student worker here in the room 2222. We're going to go over safety for the Melcos to make sure you're perfectly safe while using them. First thing you want to make sure is that you have your closed-toed shoes on. I've also got my long pants, which we need to be having, and then you've got your safety glasses or side shields to protect your eyes. All right, we're going to get started with the anatomy of the machine. It's all going to start right here on top with the thread. You're welcome to use any of our thread, or if there's a different color you'd like, feel free to bring in your own. That thread is going to go through the top, around through these clear tubes in the back, and will then come out its associated hole. Each thread is going to be corresponding with one of these numbers on top, and that should match the number above the hole. That thread's going to come down, up, and around, and most importantly, through the associated needle. There's a different needle for each color of thread. You also have this very helpful remote right here. This can start and stop the machine. This is also where our emergency stop is located. This is really helpful for tracing your design, getting started, going backward and forward, and any other commands that you might need are located on this helpful piece of paper right here. All right, next we're going to get started with our hoops. Those are going to be located on each side of the machine right here. You can pick the hoop that best fits the size of your design, and then we're going to get started putting our fabric in. Okay, we're going to get started loading our hoop. Be aware that it's a really strong magnet, so you want to watch your fingers. You can start by pulling on this top tab to separate the two pieces. You're going to notice that there's a white side and a blue side. The white side needs to go down of your bottom piece, and then will be on top of your top piece. This means that the white sides are both going to be out. Next, you're going to take your backing. If you don't have your own, you're welcome to borrow some of ours. Just ask the supervisors in the room for help. You're going to align that backing over the top or over the bottom piece of your magnet. Then take your fabric, make sure it's fully covering all of the edges of your hoop. And then I'm going to gently allow that to clap in. Next, I'm just going to pull the sides of my fabric to make sure there's no lumps or bumps and that it's nice and tight within the hoop. I'm going to load my backing on the top of my hoop. I'm going to do the same with my fabric, flatten it out, place my hoop, and then I'm going to pull the sides of my material. All right, now that we've got our fabric loaded into our hoop, it's important to notice that there's a notch on this right-hand side. This is going to be associated with the right side of the machine. Before we get started, I'm going to make sure that my emergency stop is pressed down, and then I'm going to slide my hoop under these two silver levers until you hear that click. Now that everything is loaded in and my emergency stop is on, I'm just going to check that the threads that I want to use are loaded within their associated needles and that my bobbin is full and wrapped around the pigtail. I'll pop it in until I hear the click. I'm now ready to undo the emergency stop and can trace my design to make sure it fully fits within the frame of the hoop. That's going to be the rectangle and then star button. I'm going to watch it carefully as it goes. Everything stayed inside of the hoop without getting close to the edges. So now I'm ready to hit this start button right here to get started. That concludes the video portion of our training. Next is going to be your in-person hands-on training. You can find a link on Canvas or at sictor.iastate.edu.